self-publishing, and actually my second book was picked up by what I thought was a traditional publisher, and that was not a good experience either. And that's a very long, sordid story, and a publisher that kind of went out of business. And so, I had two unfortunate experiences, or fortunate, based on how you look at it, because if I had the, positive experiences at that time, Sacred Stories would probably not exist, because I wouldn't have been compelled to want to do it better. You mentioned that I was in the Marines, and part of this may be part of the training in the Marines. I like to think it's just part of who I am, but it's very important to me that people act with integrity and that people are honest. And when I, on two different occasions, felt that there was a complete lack of integrity and honesty, and I knew that I wasn't the only one, I wanted to create opportunities, to do things better.
I don't know how many times I hear similar stories to what you're talking about, but one of the big differences, you decided to do something about it, which is very unusual. You decided, I don't need these people to take my money and then not do what it is that they said that they were going to do. I'm going to create a company, and I'm going to do what I know is right, and I'm going to treat my authors right. And so there have been so many changes going on in publishing that it's enough to make your head spin. So one of the reasons why I really wanted to have you on the Dreaming Healing Show is to first talk about the shifts and the changes that are going on in the publishing industry, and then talk about some opportunities for our authors out there who are going, I am just beating my head against a wall. I am turned down by traditional publishers. It's that catch-21 conundrum of, we don't want your work if you don't have an agent or you haven't been published before. In fact, I was looking, somebody asked me to look at a publisher today, and I looked at the publisher, and it said, we do take manuscripts that are unsolicited, meaning you don't have an agent, but not for first-time authors. So there it is, the conundrum again. If you've already been published by a conventional publishing house, then you can send in, the first 3 chapters of your manuscript. But if you don't have an agent and you've never been published before, don't even think of sending us anything. So what I wanted to talk about on the show with you today is the opportunities that are available to first-time authors who have not been published yet, and they do not have an agent, because most agents won't take you unless you're published. And most publishers won't take you unless you've got an agent. And there's this catch-22 that just keeps swirling around and around and around. You feel like you're a hamster on a wheel and you can't get off. So let's start with talking about the different types of publishing, and the first one being professional self-publishing, which I know Sacred Stories Publishing offers.
Yeah, absolutely. So the world of self-publishing, actually, many things have impacted the world of publishing. And a lot of people, especially if you look at the Internet at any given time, is always giving publishers a really bad name. And so in defense of publishers, some of them are absolutely, there's all kinds of publishers, but the traditional publishers that have been around a while, it is a business, right? And so they're dealing with the world of self-publishing. They're dealing with the world of, ebooks. They're dealing with the world of the conventional bookstores diminishing. And so it's very, it's not easy to sell a lot of books and to get the attention in the world of self-publishing. Over 1 million books are published a year, because with the advent of self-publishing, anybody can self-publish a book. And the good news is anybody can do it, and then the not-so-good news is anybody can do it, because what happened is the marketplace is glutted with, to be quite honest, some very mediocre books. And I get books all the time, and I just have to open the book, and I can tell you whether it was self-published or not without looking to see whether there was a publisher, because there's just a complete lack of quality in a lot of the self-publishing companies out there, or people just upload what looks more like a term paper, to be quite honest, to Amazon, or they pay money to all these different companies that are going to publish their book, but they don't do it in a professional way. You know, you can really tell a book that is formatted for reading and that a book that's just been self-published. And so again, there's you mentioned professional self-publishing. It's kind of hard to separate, the professional self-publishing from the amateur self-publishing, because everyone will tell you that they're professional. But I would recommend people, even working on referral systems and so forth. I was having a conversation with an author this morning, and she spent over between $3,000 and $5,000. It was $5,000. They were going to give her a scholarship for a self-publishing school, and they weren't going to do anything for you. They weren't actually formatting, or it was the craziest conversation. They weren't formatting. They weren't designing the cover. They weren't actually uploading the book and printing it or anything. They were just going to teach you what you needed to know so you could go out and find other people to help you self-publish.
Oh,
and they were charging $5,000. And then they gave her a scholarship and said, we'll give you it. I said, well, what that's called? They're not giving you a scholarship. They're completely overpriced, and they called it a scholarship, and they charged her $3,000. And they put her in a Facebook group so that people could, help each other in the Facebook group for $3,000. She got nothing. So, So, we're
going to have to hold that thought. We're going to have to hold that thought, Patricia, because we're going to our first break. But don't go away. We're going to be right back. You're listening to Dreaming Healing on DreamVision7Radio.com, and I'm your host, Kathleen O'Keefe-Kanavos, a.k.a. Kat, with a K, co-author of the #1 bestseller, Dreams That Can Save Your Life, Early Warning Signs of Cancer and Other Diseases, co-authored with Dr. Larry Burke, radiologist at Duke University Medical. If you have any publishing questions that you want to ask us, call us now on the air, live, 833-220-1200. When we come back, we're also going to be talking about hybrid. Don't go away.
What if dreams can diagnose your life? What if we can meet the love of our life in dreams? Join host Kat O'Keefe-Kanavos, the #1 internationally best-selling author of Dreams That Can Save Your Life, written with Duke University medical doctor Larry Burke. Dreaming Healing is where we'll explore dreams, research, and interpret dreams from you, the caller. Dreaming Healing shows can be heard every Tuesday at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Eastern, with live shows on the first and third evenings at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific Time on syndicated Dream Vision 7 Radio Network. Come live your dreams out loud with Kat.
What happens when we begin to realize that the 200-year experiment we've called the American healthcare system has failed? Learn how spirituality, ancient traditions, and cutting-edge science are merging to create a new paradigm of wellness on Awakened Wellness with Milen Riobe, MD. Tune in every Tuesday at 11 a.m. and 11 p.m. Eastern Time with live shows on the first and third mornings when you can call in and ask Dr. Milen the questions that matter most to you. Dr. Milen is the medical director of the Riobe Institute of Integrative Medicine in Jupiter, Florida. For more information, visit riobeintegrativemedicine.com. Dream Vision 7 Radio Network invites you in for this dynamic, forward-thinking show.
Looking for a fun and relaxing getaway? Omega Rest and Rejuvenation Retreats are a great way to unwind and renew your spirit. You can stretch your body, quiet your mind, and do as much or as little as you choose. Join us in May and we'll waive the daily fees. Located in Rhinebeck, in New York's beautiful Hudson Valley, Omega's natural environment and quiet pace allow for extraordinary experiences to unfold. Learn more at eomega.org or call 877-944-2002. That's 877-944-2002.
Welcome back to Dreaming Healing on DreamVision7Radio.com. I'm your host, Kat Kanavos, and I'm pleased to announce that Dream Vision 7 Radio Network is featuring my book, Dreams That Can Save Your Life, Early Warning Signs of Cancer and Other Diseases, on their Dream 7 Radio Network's April Host book corner page. Oh, that was a mouthful. And the audio version is available everywhere this month by Inner Traditions Simon & Schuster. My website is KathleenO'KeefeCanvas.com, and that's KathleenO'KeefeCanvas.com. Or you can just type The Queen of Dreams, The Queen of Dreams, into Google search, and my website will come up. And please, if you enjoy the book, leave us a review on Amazon. Before the break, we were discussing professional self-publishing, and I have to tell you, Patricia, you are great at professional self-publishing in that many people who try to self-publish end up with a book that is uploaded onto Amazon incorrectly, and there's nothing to do about that they can do about it, or the paper is of poor quality, or on and on and on and on. And with your professional self-publishing, because I did research on this, you actually help them. If they want to do all this themselves, that's fine, but you help them so that they avoid the pitfalls of self-publishing, because truth be told, in order to truly self-publish, 100% self-publish, you really need to know the industry. What are your feelings on that?
Absolutely, and so I kind of gave you the some horror stories before the break, but at Sacred Stories, and this is really why referrals, I think, are so important when you dive into the world of self-publishing. We use the same people that we use for our hybrid publishers and our traditional publishers. The quality is the same. You know, the difference in our self-publishing and hybrid and traditional is how much that we invest in you and how much we love the manuscript, right? So with self-publishing, the manuscript has to be within our genres, right? It has to be a manuscript that holds some consciousness to it. It has to have positive messaging. It has to, contribute to the world in some way, in a positive way, right? And all of the different genres we take are on our website. But we don't do a word-by-word proof at the very end. We actually have an option where we'll just give you all of your files. We'll just design them for you. With you as part of the process, you go through the cover design process with us, and you approve the formatting of your manuscript, and you go through the process as if very similar to what a traditional publisher will, and you have full control. And again, we're using the professionals. And if you want to be part of our larger Sacred Stories family, you would self-publish under our division, Garnett Press, and you keep the majority of the royalties. So professional self-publishing should use quality, as you mentioned, materials and quality people that understand, how to publish a book, and they're not, or in format and design a book, and they're not differentiating between, is this a traditional published author or a self-published author, because I'll do it differently. We do it the same.
Mm-hmm. And talking about quality, your books have won the Nautilus Book Awards, and that's one of the most prestigious book awards that you can win. And one of the things that you're graded on is the book cover and the quality of the paper and the quality of the ink. I mean, it's not just the writing of the book. It is the whole book as a package. I mean, they're checking off boxes. And your books as self-published, and also the hybrid publishing, which we're going to get into next, have won awards. And that's really important, because if your cover is not good quality, and if your paper that that the publisher is using for your book is not high quality paper, and the ink is not good quality ink, and it's not bound well, it almost doesn't matter how great your story is in the book. It's people do judge a book by its cover.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I mean, this show, is kind of a play on words with the word dream, right? But many people do dream of being published, or they have an incredible story that they it's almost like it becomes a family heirloom or something that they want to have published, whether it's published hybrid or self-publishing. They really want to put it out there, and we understand that, and we care about that. We honor that person at that place. And so it matters to us that the publishing is done well. It matters to us that the people are, taken care of, when they work with us, that they're not taken advantage of. And it's not just about, pay us so much money and we're going to whatever, we'll publish your book. Hybrid publishing, the